You ever see a man buy his own nightmare? Because that's exactly what I did. One minute I'm just a washed-up construction worker, Paul Moore, 45, busted knees, busted dreams, fresh off a divorce, staring down the kind of midlife wall you don't just climb over with a ladder and a six-pack. Next thing I know, I'm standing at a marina auction, and fate throws me the ugliest curveball, an abandoned 62-foot yacht, the Meridian, going for less than a new pickup. I thought, hell, maybe I could patch her up live aboard a bit. Finally scatter my old man's ashes at sea like I promised. Sounded almost romantic, right? Let me tell you, nothing says romance like the smell of burning coffee and squatters on your own damn deck. I show up bright and early, toolbox in hand, hope in my chest, only to find smoke rising from the chimney, laughter echoing below deck, and a woman standing in the galley like she owns the world. She's got that middle-aged HOA minted arrogance, a floral robe, bleach blonde hair, and a look that could curdle fresh paint. "Who are you?" she barks, mug in hand. "I'm the new owner," I say, still half convinced I'm dreaming. She doesn't even blink. That's funny because this is my home. You know what I mean? I'm not even 3 steps onto my own boat, and the next thing I know, here comes her husband, Tom, chunky guy, sandwich in hand, glaring like I'm the intruder. 2 kids peek out, Dylan and Emily. And Karen, that's her name, and yes, it fits. She's already crossing her arms, declaring we're not leaving. This yacht is under HOA jurisdiction. I'm the president. I decide who stays. Yeah, that happened. HOA. 3 little letters that have haunted more folks than overdue mortgages and bad knees put together. Turns out this marina's run by the Harborview Marina HOA, guess who's queen? None other than Karen Clark. I tried to keep my cool. "Ma'am, I bought this yacht legal. Got the title, the bill of sale right here." She doesn't even look. Paperwork cute. The HOA already declared this vessel abandoned. You're trespassing. I stood there, heart pounding, half in disbelief, half in white-hot fury. I bought it. I got the state registration right here. She just smiles, that smug little HOA grin. "Clear it with the dock committee. In the meantime, leave the premises. You're making my family uncomfortable." And just like that, Tom steps closer, all fake bravado. "You heard my wife?" It gets better. 10 minutes later, 2 rent-a-cops in reflective vests stroll up. Not police, just HOA muscle. They ask me to de-escalate and comply. "Sir, you can't occupy the vessel while there's an ownership dispute." I nearly laughed. Dispute, I bought it yesterday. But around here, Karen's word is law. So I slept in my truck at the far end of the marina, watching my own yacht. My boat lit up under the dock lights while Karen and her clan sipped wine on the deck I'd just paid for. Next morning, big orange violation sticker slapped across the hull, "Unsafe vessel. Pending HOA demolition hearing." I ripped it off only for 3 more to appear by noon. Dock manager Greg just sighs. Karen runs everything. Board leases security. Her husband's got county friends. Cross her, she'll bury you. Yeah, not exactly the retirement I had in mind. By that afternoon, my mugshot was on the HOA bulletin board, trespasser under investigation for illegal property acquisition. Karen even blasted it on Facebook. "Predatory property flipper evicting a family, protect our community." And let me tell you, Harborview eats up drama like free shrimp at a Sunday brunch. The comments came rolling in. "Shame on you, Paul Moore. Another greedy developer. I was the villain before I'd even changed the locks." A few days later, here comes Deputy Miller, Karen's friend, of course serving me an official warning. "Mr. Moore, until the HOA's claim is resolved, you can't access the yacht." What claim, I argue? "They're not the owners." He shrugs. "Temporary occupancy affidavit, backed by the HOA board. I damn near lose it." Karen arms, folded, smirking from the dock. "Better luck next time, Mr. Moore. And don't forget, HOA fines accumulate daily." By week's end, 5 violation letters, $3,000 in non-compliance fees for things like aggressive posture, disturbing the peace, and my personal favorite use of profanity on dock. Legally, I couldn't even step foot on my own boat without risking arrest. So what do you do when you can't fight? You watch. You record. You document. From my truck, I filmed Karen throwing dinner parties on my deck, her friends sipping champagne, her son fishing off the stern, her husband using my cleaning supplies. My boat had become the HOA's floating playground. I tried appealing to the county office. The clerk Janet checked my case. HOA filed a complaint. Says vessels under community control per the Harbor Maintenance Act. They backdated the claim. That was it, the breaking point. I sat in my truck that night listening to laughter from my own deckhands shaking. But you know what they say, never swing wild, not when you're outnumbered. So I played it slow. Next morning, I walked into the HOA trailer right up to Karen's desk. I need 5 years' worth of HOA bylaws and meeting minutes about dock management. Her eyes narrowed, then she laughed all fake sugar. You can try, but this community's tight-knit. I'm counting on it, I said. Oh, and Karen Nice listing on Airbnb $450 a night for my yacht. Not bad. The mask cracked just a little. That's when the game changed. I dove into every HOA document I could get. Guess what? The Harborview HOA's water lease had expired 6 months back. They had no legal authority over the marina waters, just the parking lot and the picnic tables. So I fired off an email to Coastal Management, got a reply. Harborview HOA has no jurisdiction over navigable waters. Claims beyond shoreline unenforceable. Printed that thing out 10 times. Meanwhile, my buddy Miguel, social media bloodhound, found Karen's Airbnb listing luxury marina living hosted by KC. Photos of my deck, my furniture. All proceeds support the HOA. And she was raking it in. I bought a little contractor pin cam, hid it near the dock, and caught her greeting guests collecting cash and envelopes, even giving private charters HOA staff only. By day 4, I had everything: photos, videos, legal docs, state emails. Walked back into her office, dropped the folder. Your lease expired. You're running a scam. She didn't even flinch. You should leave Paul. People who make trouble for this community don't last. But I had my phone recording every word. Miguel found even more. Harold Brennan, the yacht's last owner, had listed Karen as his caregiver and insurance beneficiary right before he died. She'd backdated the claim, got the yacht transferred to the HOA, and started her scam. We called Rosemary, a maritime attorney. She read my notes and said classic HOA overreach, occupancy fraud, and elder abuse. Let's take them apart. First move, cease and desist letter. Second move, turn all our evidence over to the Coast Guard and state AG. And just like that, the HOA's tone changed. Violation letters stopped, the Facebook smear post disappeared. But Karen, she doubled down, trying to move the yacht in the dead of night until we got an injunction filed, taped 3 copies to the hull. Karen nearly choked on her latte when she saw it. The Coast Guard's investigator, Agent Martinez, called. This isn't the first complaint against Mrs. Clark or the Harborview HOA. 3 previous reports: financial irregularities, obstruction, illegal dock seizures. The case built fast. Miguel and I set up motion cams, caught HOA board members sneaking aboard, hauling off boxes. Even Tom Clark, Karen's husband, started looking nervous. Rosemary was thrilled. You just caught a conspiracy to conceal evidence. But the HOA fought dirty. I got prank calls, negative reviews, even more bogus fines, verbal harassment through tone of voice. I could have laughed if it didn't sting. Miguel joked about taking the yacht to international waters. I said, nah, I want to watch Karen sink herself. Turns out Brennan's insurance change was forged, Karen's handwriting on the witness line. The board had been funneling HOA money offshore to shell companies, embezzling for years. And Karen, she'd altered medical consent forms, named herself as proxy, and cashed out $40K from a dying man. The feds went full throttle. We set up a final showdown, a routine state audit at the marina with Martinez and Coast Guard agents undercover. The day of the marina's packed HOA cronies everywhere. Karen tries to paint me as the villain until I slide her the expired lease, the Airbnb listing, the bank statements. She goes pale, tries to deflect. That's when Martinez flashes his badge. Karen Clark remains seated. You are under federal investigation. She's hauled out in cuffs, still shrieking, "You think you've won, Paul? You have no idea who you're dealing with." Yeah, Karen, that's the problem. You thought I'd just roll over, but it wasn't over. New HOA president Patricia files a lawsuit, defamation, property interference, emotional distress. It's not about winning, it's about drowning me in paperwork. More fines, more summons, more bans. But the board was desperate. Turns out they'd laundered millions over a decade, tied to offshore accounts and shell companies. When the feds found out Karen had manipulated Brennan's estate and maybe even had ties to suspicious deaths, the game was up. Full RICO charges. The whole HOA done. Karen's out on bail, strutting the docks like a villain in a soap opera, cameras rolling, blaming me for everything. She even tries to organize her own redemption until we catch her on camera mid-gala confessing to using HOA funds for personal gain. Martinez steps up, cuffs her again. The news blares across every screen in town. HOA president charged in multi-million-dollar fraud. Liberty Tide. The new name I painted on my yacht finally sits quiet, just mine. The town's different now. HOA's gone. People apologize in the grocery store. The new management's professional, the rules fair, the docks peaceful. Even Miguel and Rosemary are part of my new crew. Together we start a foundation to protect seniors from HOA scams, and Liberty Tide becomes a kind of legend, helping old veterans, offering day sales, bringing people together. But Karen, she's stuck in federal prison, still trying to run a committee, still blaming everyone but herself. I get letters lipstick stained full of threats and promises, but I burn them. You know, some people never get seasick from their own ego. Sometimes I stand on the bow at sunrise, ashes of my dad scattered to the wind, and think about everything it took to get here. Maybe I just wanted to fix a boat, but I ended up fixing a whole damn system. If you ever think fighting back isn't worth it, remember, the loudest voice isn't always right. The people who quietly gather proof, who outlast the storm, who refuse to let fear define the story, they're the ones who turn the tide. So tell me, where do you draw the line between order and abuse? Ever had your own run-in with an HOA tyrant or power-hungry neighbor? Drop a comment below. Let's hear your story, because the only thing worse than fighting alone is thinking you have to. And if you're out there trying to reclaim your own little piece of peace, don't back down. Sometimes the tide really does turn.